So let's get to the injury update, especially starting off with Gabriel Jesus. What we are hearing from Kaya Kainak, it says Arsenal will not and have not yet ruled out the option of flying Gabriel Jesus with the squad on Thursday. Now, of course, we take on Sporting CP. Brilliant game. Difficult game. But it's going to be a brilliant game for Arsenal. Arsenal have not ruled out going with him in the squad. So Gabriel Jesus might make it to the squad in Portugal. The other story is about Eddie Nketiah. Eddie Nketiah will be assessed late to see if he will be flying, but he's more likely to go to Portugal as well. And then Leandro Trossard is likely to come back before 20th March, which will be the international break. Okay, so that's what we're going to be discussing in this part of the podcast. Now, I want to ask you here: should Arsenal go with Gabriel Jesus to Portugal, or do we let him stay and then travel with him at the Craven Cottage? Okay, I understand what Mikel is trying to do here. I understand what we're trying to do here. First and foremost, Gabriel Jesus is now very, very important. Now that we do not have Leandro Trossard in the team, and we might not have Eddie Nketiah, because Nketiah was feeling something, according to Mikel Arteta. He was feeling something, and that's why he kept him out of the team. Leandro Trossard, of course, walked off the pitch with a muscular injury. Right, I'm gonna be providing an update on both. But Jesus, for me, yes, I think he's already back. I think it's just Mikel Arteta trying not to, play him early, not try to rush him. But I think he's back. I think he's already training with the team. He's doing a few things with the team, and he's just afraid to play him in that, to play him quickly. I think his strategy as a manager, which I think is also very, very brilliant, is if I have a top player in Gabriel Jesus, very important for the team, very, very, very influential, I want him to play the most important games, and that's what Mikel is trying to look at. You look at April, we have Leeds United coming up. You look at April, where you have Liverpool at the Anfield. Liverpool are literally flying now. Should we say they're flying? Maybe. Then you look at April, you have Man City and Newcastle. Now, all these are very important games, and yet very difficult, and yet very, very crucial to our title chase, right? So, if you have Trossard, you have Emil Smith-Rowe, you have Reece Nelson, you have Eddie Nketiah, and you have Gabriel Martinelli, as a manager, you play the patience game, and that's what Mikel Arteta has been doing. He has been playing the patience game. He's been saying, look, he's doing a couple of things with the team. He's doing a couple of, he's training well with the team. He's doing a few, exercises with the team, and he's not far away. In his last press conference, he said he's not far away at all. For a manager to say he's not far away, and then he says we cannot give you a time frame, you've literally just scored an own goal against yourself. You said he's not far away, so the timeline cannot be a month, because a month is far away for a player from coming back. 3 weeks is also far away, so it's either a week or 2 weeks. All right, and of course we already have the update that the player is going to be coming back before the international break. That is one of the things I've loved. So should we play him against Sporting CP? If he travels, I would be fine. I would be very, very happy for him to travel with the squad against Sporting CP. But should Gabriel Jesus play against Sporting Lisbon in Portugal? In my opinion, no. Yeah, in my opinion, no. And this is my reason. Sporting is a very difficult side, like very, very difficult. If you've not seen them play, if you've not seen how they're doing in their league right now, you might not understand. But a quality side, difficult side. For us not to go there and pick up 3 points, it's very possible. Like very, very possible. It's gonna be very, very vital. Or maybe not 3 points, but pick up a win, because it's a knockout game, right? Pick up a win. It's gonna be very vital. It's gonna be very crucial, and it's very possible. But the expense is what I'm looking at here. If you play Gabriel Jesus in the Sporting CP game, and he picks up an injury, or he gets a setback, that is very, very bad, right? I'm looking at the scales, and I'm going, if we play him against CP and he picks up an injury, he misses the Liverpool game, He misses the Manchester City game, and it is highly likely that he misses the Newcastle game. That is not something I want Arsenal to do. That is not something we should be doing. So in my opinion, I would love him to travel with the squad because he's one of those very influential players in terms of charisma, in terms of experience, in terms of leadership. He's liked by everyone in the team. He brings a good feeling in the squad as well. So he should travel with the team. That is very, very okay. I want him to travel, but I don't want him to have any part in that game, right? It's a game where I think every result works in Arsenal's favor. When we play a second team, we play Matt Turner in goal. We play Tomiyasu at right back, Kieran Tierney at left back, Holding and maybe Gabriel Magalhaes, or Holding and Saliba, depending on what the manager decides to play, or Holding and Jakub Kiwior in that game actually. And then in midfield you play Xhaka as a senior player. You play Fabio Vieira and Jorginho, and then you play Reece Nelson on the left. Down to the middle, you can play Edin Ketia if he's fit, or you play Martinelli. And then on the right-hand side of the pitch, you can play Saka. I don't have a problem with Saka playing in that game. When you play such a very rotated 11, and Arsenal go and win that game 1-0, or Arsenal go and draw that game 1-1, it's a result that works in our favor. One, we have really rotated. That means we are ready for Fulham on Sunday. That is number one, because we play Fulham on Sunday after we play on Thursday. So that is Friday, Saturday, 2 days for Arsenal to rest. It is not enough, right? It's not enough for a side that played West Ham. For a side that played Everton on Wednesday, and then we played on Saturday, and then we play on Thursday, and then we play on Sunday. There is no resting time. So I want us to do some squad rotation, because the next 2 games are away from home. Okay, so let's play a second 11 against Sporting CP, and let's take the worst case scenario that Arsenal lose 2-1 in that game. For me, that is the worst case scenario. We lose 2-1 to Sporting CP. We come back in the league. We travel to the Craven Cottage, and we beat Fulham 2-1. Okay, we keep our point difference on top of the table comfortably, and then that means that the next 2 games are then at home. Sporting CP at the Emirates, where they should be completely annihilated. And then the next game is also Crystal Palace. A Crystal Palace that has not scored more than 1 goal since December. A Crystal Palace that has not won a game of football since December 2022. That's the Crystal Palace I'm talking about. So you play your best 11 against Sporting CP, and then you play your best 11 against Crystal Palace. Why? Because after that, then you head into the international break. So for me, Gabriel Jesus, yes, he's coming back. Yes, he's fit to play for Arsenal, but I would be siding with Mikel Arteta. Let us not rush him. Let us not play him very, very quickly. Let us give him that time. Let us give him some time to, come back. Let us give the comeback, some little time. I don't know what you people are thinking, and I don't want to say I'm the right guy, right? That's why I want to get your thoughts and opinions in the comment box below. Only if you're hitting the like button, though, right? So Gabriel Jesus, that's the update. Mikel says it's not far. Kaya Kainak says he might travel to Portugal, all right? But I do not want him to play any part in that game. Whether we win 6-0, whether we win 9-0, whether we beat 7-0, 7-0, no, not 7-0, but all right, 5-0, okay? Whether we win that game 5-0, it would be very good for us to win in Portugal, because it just relieves the pressure on the squad. But I don't think Gabriel Jesus is a tool. I don't think he's a weapon worth unveiling against Sporting CP. No. For me, the earliest game he should play him, if he wants to play him, because now Trossard is injured. And I think this is what Mikel is doing. I think he would love to have Gabriel Jesus as quick as possible, because Leandro Trossard, who's been giving us that exact recipe of, dropping into the midfield, dropping shoulders, running off shoulders, and all that, and then allowing Martinelli to thrive, allowing Saka to thrive, and allowing all these players, Granit Xhaka and Odegaard, to thrive. He's now picked up an injury. I think he's trying to rush, rush the deadline. Okay, I think the timeline is over. I think he's ready to play. Right, we were told end of February, This is the sixth day of March. He should be able to play. He should be back. All right. But I think Mikel has been very, very smart. He says, I'm going to try to win all games because all the fixtures we have are winnable. So I'm going to try to win all the winnable fixtures we have at the moment. And then when the real fight for the trophy begins, April, right? That is where the real fight for the trophy is. That is when Arsenal have do or die games. When the real fight of the trophy begins, I will unleash my secret weapon. But I want your thoughts here. I want your opinions. I'm one of those people on this podcast, including you, because this is a family, that want Arsenal to win 2 games. I want us to win the Europa League, or two trophies. I want us to win the Europa League because I believe with Man United being executed 7-0 at the Anfield, Arsenal have a big chance to go in Budapest against Man United and we do the unthinkable. We win a final 4-0 or we win a final 5-1. Right? I know finals are finals, and I know they would actually put in a shift in the final. But listen, if we played them in the final right now, I think we could blow them away. Like they play narrow, they play that kind of narrow football. We could blow them away. Okay, so I want us to win 2 trophies, and Gabriel Jesus is gonna be key for us to winning the 2 trophies. But how about playing him in the quarterfinals of the Europa League, playing him in the semi-finals of the Europa League? And leaving the round of 16 for Eddie Nketiah, Martinelli, Saka, Reece Nelson, and Emile Smith-Rowe. They will get the job done, in my opinion. Right? Like, trust me, really, trust me. I'm sure about that. Now, the other update is on Leandro Trossard. Trossard picked up a muscular injury, and I think I had someone ask me in the morning, that Cossy, when do we expect Leandro Trossard to be back? This is very positive. Like, this is the biggest story. I've looked at my feed and I'm like, this is the biggest story. Tell you what, Leandro Trossard is expected to come back for Arsenal before, and this is very, very serious, before the 20th of March, which is before the international break. I've already said that when you have a player like Leandro Trossard, you have gold. You have gold. You look at how he's been playing on the left, and Mikel has gone, oh, Eddie Nketiah is not giving me what I need through the middle. Why don't I play Trossard through the middle as a false 9 or as a number 9, as a center forward, and see what he delivers? And the guy has been purely sensational. Absolutely sensational. So losing a player like Leandro Trossard is going to hurt us very, very much. It means we have to play Gabriel Martinelli down through the middle. I think Martinelli is a striker, and I want to... sorry. I don't think he's a striker. I think he's a very, very good center forward. Like, you can play him in that space, and he works out very well. But more of his goals, he's happy to play on the left. He's happy to... I think he's more like a Cody Gakpo kind of guy. If you've seen how Cody Gakpo loves to play, especially at the Netherlands and Ajax, they want to be out of the spotlight. They don't want to be the center of attraction, so they don't want to be center forwards. But when that chance drops in the middle, they'll be there. Okay, just look at the second goal Martinelli scored against Everton. Like, you are expecting Eddie Nketiah to be there, but it is the reverse. It is Eddie Nketiah delivering the service, and it is Martinelli finishing off the move. Right? It should be the reverse, but it is the reverse now. So for me, Trossard is one player that we're gonna really, really miss, especially against these games, CP and Fulham, because Fulham are that side that don't play defensive football. I think they will try to sit in. They will try to respect Arsenal, especially that we are on top of the table and we've gone 4 games unbeaten, 4 games in a row, just winning. They'll give us the respect, and they should give us the maximum respect. If they don't, it's up to them. They will lose. They'll be embarrassed. So they need to give us the respect. And that's where I think Trossard would have been very, very important. That fluidity between him, Saka, and Gabriel Martinelli is something that we're gonna miss. But if we play Reece Nelson or Emile Smith-Rowe, Smith-Rowe is more like a Jack Grealish, isn't he? Loves to have the ball and then cut inside. Nelson is more direct. Like, he's an Arsene Wenger kind of player. more direct, loves to have the ball, go to the touch line, and then go to the byline, and then cut it inside. Okay, so I think with Trossard we have enough cover, but we don't have enough players to give us what he gives us. How many games is gonna miss? Is likely to miss both CP games, Sporting CP games, and then he's likely to miss the Fulham game and likely to miss the Crystal Palace game. Okay, but the good thing is that when we need cover, when we need him, we will have him. We'll have him for the Leeds United game. We'll have him for the Liverpool game. We'll have him for the Manchester City game. I think he was one of those players that played very well against Manchester City, wasn't he? And then we'll have him for the Newcastle game. For the Newcastle game, you want to break them down, because I don't know why when they play City away, those bastards, they open up. But when they play Arsenal, they play 5 at the back. Pure cowards, absolute imbeciles. Okay, but we will need to break them down. Trossard, Jesus, Martinelli, and Saka are going to be very, very crucial in those games. And of course, then we'll play Chelsea at the Emirates Stadium, a game that we have to win. If we win those games, like for me, in the coming month, if Arsenal win 5 out of the possible 6, the title is ours. So in terms of the injury update for Trossard and Gabriel Jesus, that's where we're standing. Maybe Eddie Nketiah. Nketiah picked up a knock. Was it in the Manchester City game? Because Mikel talking to us in that in the press conference. I think it was for the Leicester City game. After the Leicester City game, he said he was feeling something. Okay, so he was playing with something. He was playing with some kind of discomfort for some time. And yeah, I kind of felt very, very bad, because I was one of the people who are giving him a lot of stick for not giving us that 90% that we're expecting out of him. But he's also expected to play against Sporting City. Come on, Nketiah. Come on, Eddie. These are your games, right? Eddie Nketiah has scored 9 goals in all competitions this season, if you didn't know. 9 goals in all competitions. He's very close to double figures in terms of scoring goals. And where are those goals coming from? He scored, I think, 1 in the Carabao Cup, where we were dumped out by Brighton 3-1. He scored the only goal Arsenal scored. He scored 2 in the FA Cup, didn't he? Yeah, he scored 2 in the FA Cup before we were pushed out of the cup by City. Those are 3. And then Europa League group stages. How many did he score in the Europa League group stages? 2 or 3. And then he scored something like 3 in the Premier League. So when it comes to cup competitions, he's the guy. And what I like about Eddie in those competitions is at times he's not very, very clinical, but I don't know what happens to him. He's one guy that will score that goal that you need in cup competitions, in the Europa League, in the Carabao Cup, everywhere. He's that guy. Okay, so when he comes back, it's going to be absolutely massive. It's going to be very, very important for us. So that's the injury update with those 3. We need them back ASAP. There is no long-term injury in there, is there? I was thinking about maybe Trossard being a long-term injury, but he's not a long-term injury. And I think many Arsenal fans should be very excited. He's not... Look, Jesus, yes, it was long-term, but the groin for Leandro Trossard is not a long-term one. So he should be back very, very soon. Let's see what you guys are saying in the comment box below. Hit the like button. Thank you so much for watching. Rama says, I will be happy to see Jesus back. Saspo says, Cossy, I think fatigue is the reason why we are winning games late. Could it be fatigue? Could it be fatigue? I would say it would have been fatigue if we are not playing the way we are playing, okay? But the way we are playing doesn't show it fatigue. The way you're playing shows that, Arsenal just need to get more, just a little bit more into the game, just a little bit more in the 50th minute, in the 40th minute, in the 30th minute. Look at the Everton game. There was nothing about fatigue in that game. Look at the Leicester City game. There was nothing about fatigue. Look at the Bournemouth game. There's nothing about fatigue. What actually doesn't show fatigue is that we are dominating games. We are playing very well. We are on top of opponents. Like, we are this team that everybody wants to say, wow, they're playing very well. Wow, Arsenal had 30 shots on target. Wow, Leicester City had 1 shot on goal. Wow.